Yeah, maybe, but the racket will talk.
Bienvenue à tous à l'épisode 9 de The Racket Will Talk podcast. Je suis Sam.
And I'm Charlotte. Don't worry, we're not going to do the whole episode in French because I can't speak it, but it's Roland Garros time, so we thought we'd do a French intro. Although you translated the name, the title.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
you didn't translate it. Yeah. What would it be in French?
La raquette va parler.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That would have been fun. Anyway, we are excited because we're here for the second slam of the season. Roland Garros starts tomorrow. Annoyingly. We are going to do our draw breakdown. Yes, what should we start with? Well, I mean men's or women's?
Let's start with the men's.
Let's start with the men's?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's less fun?
I guess.
Okay, great. Let's bang through the men's, boring, and then we get to the fun stuff. Excellent. So, in the first quarter of the men's draw, we have the number one seed, Jannik Sinner, and Jack Draper. They're the two highest seeds in that quarter. Sinner opens against Artur Rinderknecht in round one. Should be a straightforward match, right?
Yes, very much so. I mean, it's kind of decent as a starting point, I guess. I think he's going to face like two Frenchmen in a row actually in the first round, which is a non-issue for him especially. Mm-hmm. I actually think he has done this a bunch, like beaten Frenchmen at RG. I'm never worried about him like handling tough crowds. It never feels like something he minds all that much. And as far as like the actual players and their levels, there's just nothing to worry about. I don't think so.
Nothing to worry about, yeah. And they're not even like cutesy French players like Moutet. They are just guys. It's interesting they've by chance put him next to French to play French players because like that gives some excitement early rounds. You know, some night matches, obvious night matches there, as long as Sinner doesn't protest that. His round two is Gasquet or Atmain. Is he French?
He is, yeah.
Okay. And Richard Gasquet, who's retired 15 times over the last few years. I just feel like I've seen so many retirement statements from him. Like, more than Cornet.
There was one that was fake on his Twitter profile with the like, egg.
Oh, is it the one he sold to guys who were trying to sell NFTs or something like that?
That one was fake.
Okay.
He never actually posted that by himself. I think he was like hacked.
Gasquet has never retired.
Well,
no, I'm asking a question because I feel like I've seen him retire loads.
No, I mean, he said this would be his last at his RG, and that this was his last year on tour. So I think we are like kind of settled.
No problems whatsoever for Jannik. First two rounds. Most interesting thing is the crowds. Then he will go in round three. I have him against most likely opponents of Lehechka and Davidovich Fokina. Is that what you had?
Yes. Yeah, very much so. I mean, I would favour Davidovich Fokina over Lehechka, who hasn't been playing that well. Don't love the clay for him. I'd favour Davidovich Fokina, even though he's himself famously unreliable. But
you could see him playing 2 5-set matches in a row and then getting to that round three and then kind of looking like he might put up a fight but ending up being too tired. I'll be tuned in for that. I love watching Focky play, so yes, talented guy. Then his likely round four opponents, this is when it starts getting a tiny bit harder. Rublev, Nico Jarry, Artur Fils, and I had as a bit of a like wild card Lloyd Harris, who seems to not be on the tour, and then he comes back on the tour, and you're like, oh yeah, Lloyd Harris, he's quite good. He got through for qualifying, so he's like in pretty good shape. I think he's a good player. He
has like good weapons. I think
tools.
He was like, I think weapon more so than tools.
Oh
actually.
really?
It's more so about like the serve and the ground stroke speed. But I think he was around like top 30. I think he got quite high in like 2021 or something.
Yeah, he definitely made a quarterfinal at the US Open.
I think that was 21. Yeah. And I think he got injured like quite badly, and then like has been kind of struggling in that range since he came back. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him making it to Sinner in the round of 16. I think Fils or Rublev are like the safer bets, probably.
Jarry's been having a rubbish time, right?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, based on like clay form, I favor Fils over Rublev as well, and over Jarry, of course. But there is always something I worry about a hyped French player at RG. I always do. And for good reason, you know. It hardly ever works out. I'll say a lot of the time it's also been because the top players in question were like Garcia and Humbert, who just don't really have like clay court games, you know. Yeah. So it was like kind of silly to begin with to put this like expectation on them when that's just not really where the games that can thrive. Fils is pretty different. He can play really well on clay, and it's probably his best surface now. So I think the potential is very much there. Obviously, Rublev further on is tough for Fils. His jury isn't easy at all. But in theory, based on his form, his clay form this year, should be able to make it to thinner, most likely. But because the draw is hard, and because there's like really a lot of external pressure, it's not like a guarantee. I just think it's the likeliest.
Yeah, and I do trust Fils in terms of his like doggedness, if that's the right word, over those other guys like Caroline Garcia and Humbert in terms of how the French hype would affect them. There is something, maybe you have an insight into this and my perception is inaccurate, but it feels like there's something about French athletes where like the French fans seem to care about them so much, and the French athletes seem to care back about the French public in a way that kind of seems to create this really unique passion. At least in all of the sports I've seen, there's like so much pressure on the player in a way, on an athlete in a way that I don't see in other.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially with tennis, it's because they're like acutely aware of the fact that this is the one time where a lot of French people are actually watching tennis and are actually invested. And so when you watch the national coverage on TV, what you get is basically every day updates on the French. What are the French players doing? And then you also have like negative stats like, oh, it's round 3 or 4. There are no French men or women left in the draw. They know about this, you know. It's really first week of RG. This is what the like journalists are doing. They're like counting the number of French people. They show French player on like side courts when you have much like more popular and relevant players playing on the big courts just because it's a French player in action. So the players are very much like aware of this, and the fans are as well. So they just like perceive RG through this lens, and yeah, I think that really contributes to the pressure. And of course the players want to match that. They want to, you know, make the fans proud or whatever. But I do think it's pretty tough.
Yeah, and you can see that play out in the way the court assignments work. Sometimes you've got like the time slot assignments, you've got like someone like Corentin Moutet, who's the big name in the night session on Chatrier, and you're like, oh. The thing is, I'm not going to talk about this too long, but the British public and the British journalists are also obviously super obsessed with how many Brits are left. You know, those 2 weeks during Wimbledon every year, Heather Watson and Katie Bolter and Harriet Dart are like some of the most famous people in the country. But it doesn't feel like it comes from a place of like passion and love. It feels really British and like cold and nationalistic. This maybe is just like an outsider perspective, but the dynamics feel a bit different, even though the kind of outcome is the same. Anyway, that means Sinner could do French, Davidovich Fokina, French, all in a row.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Fils in that little section, though, does open against Jarry, so maybe a hard first round. I don't know.
I mean, because of like Jarry is not in form, you're like not that worried, but also that's probably one of the like harder unseeded first rounds you could get, I think. Yeah.
If you go based on what could, potentially happen, and he has weapons, Jarry. I like this weapons versus tools thing. I think that's good. Then Yannick would fairly likely meet Draper in the quarterfinal. That's his quarterfinal projected opponent. Draper opens against Mattia Bellucci. Not much to say there. He's got long hair, right? He's the one who has long hair and ties it up in a, I think there.
Is he the guy who like had like a strong run in a tournament in like February? I think so. In like Rotterdam.
Is he the the guy who had a strong run in a tournament in February.
I think he did really like Rotterdam. He had like 2 or 3 really good wins.
Yeah, maybe that's him.
I think that's him.
Feels like it could be him. Anyway, Draper should get through that.
Yes.
I don't think he's not one of the more threatening Italians. He could play Monfils in round 2, which I think is thrilling and could be long and feels like it's definitely a late night match and feels like it could go on for a long time and feels like there could be a lot of comebacks in that.
That's actually pretty dangerous, Monfils early on, because if you're facing him in like 3rd or 4th round, it's like, well, he's probably going to be tired, very tired physically. But when you face him early, it's like, well, there is a chance he pulls like what he did against Fritz, I think, at AO, where she was just randomly amazing. So
well, it wasn't that random. He was really good to start the season.
That's true.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And do you remember what he did? Was it not last year, but the year before? That comeback.
Yeah, I loved that. Was
incredible.
I was laughing in front of my TV like the whole time. Love that.
Yeah, it was amazing. And he was. I can't even remember who it was against now. Someone irrelevant. Yeah, Mattia Bellucci made the semi-finals in Rotterdam. So watch out, Jack Draper. Great round 2 against Monfils. Then in the round 3, his likely round 3 would be one of, I have down here, Benjamin Bonzi, Hurkacz, or Fonseca. I'm assuming you didn't put Bonzi in that.
I did not know, but I did write down Fonseca and Hurkacz, which seems more relevant now. I wasn't expecting Hurkacz to basically come to life this past week, but that's what has happened. He just lost a heartbreaking final, it seems, to Djokovic, literally like an hour ago. So ups and downs there. I mean, it does show that Hurkacz is in decent form.
Yeah, and he opens against Fonseca. That's one of the big,
tough.
More interesting round 1 matches. Fonseca, like, you think he's going to be good on clay, and that's where his title has been, but not a great clay season in Europe, at least.
No, he literally hasn't had a good result at all.
Yeah, so I actually, after picking Fonseca to beat Rublev in AO, I back Hurkacz for this one, which is probably surprising, but
so do I actually. Yeah, I favour him.
I like what I saw from Hubie for the majority of the tournament. He just was runner-up in. That feels like another late night Chatrier early rounder. Yeah, but then Draper to face Hurkacz in round 3, tough-ish.
Yes.
Although Hubie has 1 top 10 win on clay in his career.
Yes, I mean that's never been his forte. Although in the past few years, it was actually tougher for him this year because he was injured a bunch. But it's kind of like what Alex de Minaur has done, where he's going to lose whenever he faces someone who's actually good. But before that, can actually get through quite a few matches. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can see Hurkacz actually reaching Draper, but probably losing to him. Yeah.
He changed away from Yonex when everyone was changing to Yonex, and I think that's why he's been crap this year. I'm going to ignore the injuries, but he's now got a Wilson racket and Adidas kit, so you don't switch away from Yonex. So that would be the first quarterfinal. Sinner and Draper. Oh, hold on. Round 4. Draper's round 4. To get to Sinner would be against, I've got Alex de Minaur, Jakub Menchik, or Laszlo Djere. So not super stacked, as you can tell, as those are the 3 names. None of them, well, 2 of them with not much play pedigree, and one of them is Laszlo Djere. So.
I mean, as I said, de Minaur at the moment just beats who he's supposed to beat, like always, even on clay. I think that's still quite likely, unless Menchik really pulls something off as a great day. I do see de Minaur reaching round 4. I think it would make sense with his year and his past few years.
Can you tell me, does Menchik play de Minaur before either of them reach Draper? Do you know?
I mean, I think they would play in round. They're both seeded, I think.
Oh, okay.
So it can only be round 3.
Okay, yeah. So perhaps that's the round 3 matchup before either of them hits Draper, which could be interesting. I would back Menchik, to be honest. Maybe I'm overrating him because of Miami now. Well, as we know, he's on my power ranking. So that's the quarterfinals, and then Sinner and Draper would then meet. Do you think they're both getting there?
Yes. I think Draper is more at risk than Sinner, probably.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually pretty obvious, yeah. Just because, Sinner is just a better player who's playing better, on like slow play especially. But I would still back Draper to make it there, as we mentioned that like last week. He has become really reliable as like a top player, basically, someone who beats who he's supposed to and can even push people who you might think are better than him. I back him to make it to the quarters, yes.
And, okay, out of 5 stars, how do you rate Sinner's draw and how do you rate Draper's draw?
So that's quarters, right?
Yeah,
like,
to the
They'll draw
quarter.
to the quarter, yeah. Sinner is like a 4. Draper is not that easy. I'd say it's like a 2 out of 5, 2.5
Really?
or 3, yeah. I don't think it's all that comfortable.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true, because he could quite easily lose in round 2. So the second quarter on here, these are the players who Sinner or Draper would face in a semi-final, would be projected to be between Zverev and Djokovic. Zverev opens round 1 against Lerner Tien, which is not an easy round 1, although how do we feel about Tien on clay?
I literally don't know what he has done for the past 2 or 3 months. I literally couldn't tell you. But in theory, just knowing what we know about Tien and his game, kind of awkward. This guy who can just make every rally super long. Clearly, that's not something Zverev was happy to do against Musetti, so even though that's one of his strengths as well. Not that easy, I would
He's
say,
like, how dare you outpush me? I'm the pusher supreme.
Well, that's going to be tested again. But no, I do. Zverev should get through that, but I don't think it's that comfortable. That's round.
Did he not lose to Tien in Acapulco?
Yes, I think he was ill.
But he was ill. Everyone else was ill, and he was like, yeah, me too. I said that before, but I genuinely think that. Because everyone pulled out, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm sick as well. But we know that Tien likes an early round upset, because he did that to Medvedev in the Australian Open. And I think he's good at 5-set tennis. So, not a great round 1 for Zverev. Whoa.
No.
Good for the rest of us. He then could play in round 2 Jesper de Jong, who was the best player I had from there, which is, not saying much.
No.
Nothing to say there. He used to chirps Emma Raducanu. That's the most interesting thing about him. He then could play. This is actually tricky. His round 3 opponent could be one of Cobolli, Arnoldi, or Felix. Particularly Cobolli. That's tricky.
I went through his results today because he won another title. So that's 2 titles on European clay. So you'd think, oh well, he could be quite dangerous. But then you also notice he lost early in like every big event on clay. So it's like, well,
he's a small match player.
I guess so, yeah. So that makes me like kind of suspicious of him. But even if it's like Arnoldi, I don't think that's easy either. You know?
But Felix is fine.
Yeah.
You think so?
Well, he won a few matches this week, which is good.
Also, he's one of just 5 or 6 players, something like that, to take Nadal to 5 sets at Roland Garros.
That's true. She was playing actually amazing that week, and she is not playing amazing at all.
Yeah. Remember Felix. So, yes, I think one of Arnoldi or Cobolli could challenge him. And as you mentioned, like a few weeks ago, that Rune Cobolli match at Roland Garros last year was like really great.
Yes.
So perhaps with some wins and a title under his belt, Cobolli's in a better place. And you'd think if he got to the Zverev match, that means he's probably playing fairly well. Yeah. But could be interesting. We're rooting for you. The round 4 then for Zverev would be against... this is where you come alive. I've got Dimitrov, Griekspoor, or
Francisco
one of the
Cerundolo.
Roland Garros favourites,
Yes.
Francisco Cerundolo.
And I mean, that's where it actually gets really tough for Zverev, especially because he's famously 0-3 against Cerundolo. So that's
all on clay.
Not sure.
I
actually.
think 2 of them are on clay.
At least 2, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 was this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's not favorable for Zverev at all. That's probably his worst possible fourth round. So that's, I guess, fortunate for us, not for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if we are like giving a rate to that draw, I mean, I think it's pretty bad. I think it's like a 1.5 at best.
Yeah, I would put him in the ones. Yeah, agree. And he would face Djokovic in the quarter if they both made it there.
Yes.
Djokovic opens against Mackenzie McDonald. That feels like a comfortable win. McDonald can sometimes play well, but
Not on clay.
he's fine.
Is he?
He's fine on clay. I feel like I saw him push someone like Rune at Roland Garros once.
Okay.
And if that's your biggest achievement, and you know you're a great player, yes. So Djokovic will play Mackenzie McDonald. Two of the best sets of legs in men's tennis, I will say, I think. His round 2 then would be against Corentin Moutet, which that's
entertaining more than it is actually interesting.
I think that's juicy as hell, because I think if it's going to be late night, right?
Probably, yeah.
If Moutet makes it there,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be under the lights. It's going to be the drunk French crowd, and it's going to be drop shots and Djokovic making these noises that he nowadays makes because he's old to run to shots.
The issue is that night crowd on Chatria are actually not that fun.
Really?
No.
You want the outside courts because people can afford them?
Yes. Oh, and also because, I mean, we noticed last year when Moutet was actually up a set against Sinner early on in one of these like night sessions, the crowd was not responding the way they would on like even on Long Lane, which is the second court. But that's still a court where like the crowd can like really come alive and have an influence on matches. On Chatria, that's barely a thing, honestly, most of the time.
Here's what they need to do. Amelie Mauresmo, listen up. During the day, whoever drinks the most alcohol gets free tickets to the night session on Chatria. So you've got 20 tickets to hand out to the drunkest people. And if they can stand up, but they've had the most alcohol to drink throughout the day, they get in. And then you've got the seshed crowd there that bring up the vibe. You can have that for free. I think that will definitely end well. Yeah, we see that as Djokovic winning that, you'd think.
Always.
His round 3, I wrote Chapeau.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I think particularly highly of Chapeau right now on French clay, but there was no one else really.
Yeah, no, I think this draw for Djokovic is really comfortable.
Yes, it is very, very comfortable. Yeah, because he'd face Chapeau in round 3, who, no offence, I love him, but he's not going to win against Novak Djokovic. Just partially because he's now kind of afraid. I think that happened to Hurkacz a bit today in the tiebreak. He was like, it's Djokovic, you've never beaten him. Then Djokovic's round 4. Ugo Humbert, Emil Ruusuvuori, Alexander Kovacevic, Cam Norrie, or Daniil Medvedev.
First of all, it's Medvedev.
Norrie was fine in that semi-final.
I mean, I guess.
And Medvedev's bad now.
I still back him over like that crowd. That's a really good draw for Medvedev, mainly before he gets to Djokovic. So yeah, I'm like quite confident it's going to be Djokovic Medvedev, which actually for first round I don't think that's that easy, you know.
No, well, on paper,
yeah,
it's not, because it's probably Djokovic. Well, definitely Djokovic's biggest rival of the last 5 years, but Medvedev right now and on clay, it's
not great.
He's potentially gone blind.
I think he's.
Why is he wearing glasses in training? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that. No.
Okay.
I think he's trying to like really like become offensive. I mean, we say that like every few months with Medvedev, but I think it's like a stronger than ever like change of approach, which means I don't think he's ever going to be like an amazing ball striker. I mean, that would be quite weird, but he probably still has like some good serving days. I don't know. It's really hard to like analyze, to know what to make of Medvedev right now.
Yeah. He needed a lot of those good serving days. But like I said, I say this every time. He loves to surprise us. Maybe he'll win Roland Garros. Maybe that's the next surprise he has up his sleeve. He is I read this on Tennis Abstract blog. He is the highest ranked player ever to not have a final. Something like that on his points tally. Something like that. You can go check the Tennis Abstract blog to see exactly what I'm trying to say.
Interesting.
But yeah, he's got no finals in the last year. Then we move on to section 3, quarter 3, which would be if the seeds fall as they are expected to. Lorenzo Musetti against Taylor Fritz. Musetti opens against Hanfmann.
Has had some good wins on clay. Not lately, I don't think. Musetti has been playing great.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Oh, actually, we forgot to... Did we actually predict what would happen with Zverev? Then?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. What do you think? Do you think Zverev and Djokovic are both going to make it?
Well, I think it's going to be Cerundolo.
Cerundolo and
Djokovic.
Okay. I like that pick. Yeah. Yeah, so section quarter 3, you've got Musetti against Hanfmann. Then you've got, in round 2, he'll probably play Carbeas Baena. This is a nice draw so far. Actually, it's a nice draw in general for Musetti. Because then in round 3, Opelka or Nakashima, who are both American, so immediately are not going to win that match. And then in round 4, he could face, these are the players I have most likely, Mahac, Kecmanovic, Baez or Rune. Obviously Rune, that would be a tricky round 4, very tricky round 4. And Baez could be as well, but what do you think?
Baez is like not good on European clay.
Yeah, it's weird. Do you think he has a breathing problem where it's like an altitude thing?
That's a good... Maybe, actually.
No, because I don't think all of them are at altitude.
Yeah, no. And I mean, it's not even like he does well in Madrid.
Yeah,
which is like the different altitude thing.
I just made it up.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it is a thing, very much so. And I don't expect much from Baez here.
Although... I will say his first title was in Estoril. So that's Europe. Yeah. And he... Go on.
We forgot to rate Novak and Zverev draws as well.
Oh, you said Zverev's 1 or 1.5.
Yeah, that's true. And Djokovic would be like 5 out of 5.
Yeah, Djokovic's draw is a 5. Yeah. For sure. To the quarterfinals. Musetti Rune in round 4 is the thing to kind of look forward to in that little portion, I would say.
This whole like quarter, the like Musetti Fritz quarter section thing, it's not good.
It's crap.
It's actually wild. I don't understand how you have so many seeded American, none of them in good form, all gathered in this like small section. I don't know how that happened.
I genuinely sighed when I was writing out Fritz's draw because I was like. I was like, no, this can't be right. There must be a better player in here somewhere. So Fritz opens against Daniel Altmaier, who probably could beat him.
Yeah.
To be honest. I don't know what he's done since beating Yannick from match point down, but if he does that same kind of thing, he could beat Fritz.
Yeah. And I mean, just like reading out the seeds for Fritz, it's Mickelson, who I didn't know he was seeded, but apparently he is, Korda, Rune, Mahac, who is retiring every single match, Nakashima, Musetti and Tiafoe. I don't know what's going on. It's pretty lucky for Fritz if he can make the best of it, but most of all, it's lucky for Musetti.
Yes, very much so. And Rune, to be honest.
Yes, probably, yeah. But I mean, beyond that, I think it's like a 4 or a 5 out of 5 for Musetti, not only to the quarter, but to the semis. Literally, Rune is the only challenge. And who knows if Rune can actually make it that far, because who knows what can happen with Rune.
Yeah, it's so Fritz's round 3 would be Medvedev or Mickelson. Medvedev should potentially say is like the second or best player in his draw, or maybe first. And then round 4 would be Korda, Dardieri, Brooksby, Pablo Carreño Busta or Tiafoe. Which, you know, if it was someone better than Fritz, who had that draw, I'd say piss easy. But actually, I could see Fritz losing to Roland.
Yeah, because Fritz has been like shaky, so you feel like everyone here has an opportunity, kind of.
And he's historically been bad at slams. He's had some good results, but really he's a lot worse at slams than he is on the tour. I used to have to defend him on this. But yeah, Brooksby, Dardieri, a healthy quarter could be tricky, but yeah, we don't need to dwell on that because I don't think Fritz is making an impression, and I don't think the players he's facing are going to make an impression either, realistically. His draw, 4.5 or 5.
Yes.
Musetti's, I'll give him a 4 because he's got Rune in there.
That's fair.
Yeah. Then the final quarter is due to be number 7 seed Casper Ruud against the 2 seed Alcaraz. Ruud opens against Albert Ramos Vinolas. Then he would play Nuno Borges in the second round, or however you say his name. Round 3, Tabilo, Cazo, or Popirin. And then round 4, Hachinov, Paul, or Jan-Lennard Struff. So, a nice draw for Ruud.
Yes.
Clay specialists, but not necessarily great players.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, Ruud is basically always good at RG now. I mean, last 3 rounds are finals, final, semi-final.
Semi-final with the stomach bug, or whatever that was.
Right, that's true, yeah.
So, yes, I think there could be some fun-ish matches there. Cazo, maybe. Tommy Paul, but I think Ruud will get to the quarter-final to face Alcaraz. Alcaraz opens against Giulio Zeppieri. He could then face Luca Nardi or Fabian Marijan in round 2. Mildly interesting, that one. Mildly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
His round 3 then, Zizou Bergs or Giovanni Mapecci Pericard. And then round 4, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Etcheverry, Shelton or Sonego. So when I first read this, I thought actually Carlos's draw was a little bit tricky, but I think that was made because Marijan's beaten him before and Mapecci Pericard has a huge serve and is French. Really, when you think about it and you think, okay, this is Carlos, it's not a super hard draw.
No, I mean, it's really not. I think Marijan actually, yeah, I take that as like a fairly difficult second round. Beyond that, I can't even pretend that like Mapecci Pericard is a threat at all to Alcaraz or to most people in this draw.
I can't wait for him to cause a huge upset and for that to be a little soundbite.
I don't see that at all.
Yeah. It's like, he's got a draw where it's like, oh, I've heard of all of these players and I've seen them play type thing, rather than it being like easy, difficult, which is sometimes people think a tough draw is when it's a bit difficult. But realistically, Alcaraz is a heavy favourite to win all these matches, and the best player in round 4 is Tsitsipas, who is never, ever going to beat Alcaraz. So, yeah, Alcaraz Ruud, quite likely to happen. What would you rate their draws?
I think it's 4 to 5 for both.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Agree with that. So you have, correct me if I'm wrong, see if I remember this, Sinner Draper.
Yes.
Francisco Cerundolo Djokovic. Musetti against who?
Literally, I wrote Fritz and then a bunch of question marks.
I have a load of question marks actually around here. I put Gasquet with a bunch of question marks because I didn't know he was still active.
It's no, like that means I'm not sure Fritz is making it there, but I literally can't say another name who seems even semi-realistic. So
I will say Dardieri.
Sure. And I'm not being like snarky. Literally, okay.
He won a title on clay, so why not?
Why not?
I'm not being snarky. And then you have Alcaraz Ruud.
I do.
Good. Okay. Do you want to say who your final is, if you have it?
Yes, my final is Sinner Alcaraz.
Yeah, and who wins?
Alcaraz.
Okay. You love to go outside the box, don't you? One day I'll get you to make a interesting prediction.
Well.
Okay, I think that's that for the men. Any other?
I mean, what about you?
Me?
Why?
I would say, let's say Sinner against, oh my god, Sinner against Menchik. I think Monfils is going to beat Draper in the second round. And then I'll have, Francisco Cerundolo. No, Dimitrov against Djokovic. A retirement win for Djokovic. Then
Literally, the retirement win would be like second round for Dimitrov's opponent, not for Djokovic.
Is he really injured at the moment?
No, but I mean, he doesn't finish slam matches anymore. Really?
Yeah. Okay. Let me have my fun.
Okay.
Then I'll have Rune against Dardieri, I guess, and then I'll have Casper Ruud. No, Tommy Paul. No, Casper Ruud against Alcaraz. And my final's going to be Djokovic, Alcaraz, with Alcaraz winning.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I think Djokovic will win Wimbledon, so we're all good. On to the women. Sabalenka's the top seed. Iga is not in the top 4 seeds, which is shocking. It is funny. It was funny watching her fans on Twitter try to locate where other seeds usually go in the draw. They're like, "Where's Iga's name?" I usually just look at the top or the bottom, like. But here we are. The first quarter projected is Sabalenka against Qinwen. Sabalenka opens against Kamila Rakimova. Whatever, she'll win that. Her round 2 as well was so boring I didn't write it down. Do you know who it is?
No.
One of them was Jill Teichmann, I think. But yes.
Yes.
Sabalenka is making round
yes.
3. I will put money on that. Her round 3 could be Danielle Collins, who on paper is hard, but for Sabalenka is easy. Her round 4 is where it gets very interesting, right? She could play Clara Towson or Amanda Anisimova.
Yes. And it's one of those things, it's interesting on paper.
No, it's interesting in real life.
It's a bunch of things that must actually happen for that to actually become a thing.
Yeah, they got to win their matches.
Well, yeah, Anisimova needs to make the 4th round, which not sold on that. That's part 1. And then also Anisimova like performing super well and actually playing the kind of games that has bothered Sabalenka in the past. Which, even that head-to-head, I mean, Sabalenka's kind of turned it around.
She won 1 or 2 matches, and one of them was when Anisimova had just returned.
Yes, and then since then, Sabalenka has become like much better than she was when she was.
And actually, no, we've had this conversation now twice. Anisimova beat her again in Toronto or whatever it was.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, sure.
Let's see how many times we have to have this exact same conversation. Yeah, I think one of them will make it there.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that'll be a good match, but.
And Towson does have a win over Sabalenka this year, so.
Yeah, and she was excellent in the Australian Open against her, right?
She was quite good, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, quite good. There you go. Strict. That's how she'd get to Qinwen. Feels quite likely she'll make it there. How would you rate her draw?
I think it's like a 3.5.
Yeah,
ish.
I'd go there as well because 3 good players on paper in there, and yeah, I'd agree. Petra Kvitova, whose name I had forgotten for a moment, and Leylah Fernandez are also in that little section. Do with that what you will.
Yes.
Petra's been put on court 95, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of sad. Also, no, she won't be a factor here at all.
It's funny when the court allocations start telling you to retire.
Yeah.
And they're like, Kvitova's like got the Roland Garros site map out, and she's like, I've never ever seen this court before. Like, yeah, it's just behind the car park. And then she goes, yeah, it's my time. But we'll see. Then Zhang Qinwen opens against Pavlyuchenkova. But what's her first name? Anastasia.
Yeah.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay. Pavs. Who is in bad form or good form. She's either always in bad form or good form.
Bad form.
Bad form.
That being said, not
former finalist.
Yes, and an AO quarterfinalist this year.
Yeah.
And
was good in that match.
Yes,
well.
And an RG quarterfinalist 2 years ago. That's not that far, I don't think. So, I think that's pretty difficult for sure. Maybe if Pavs is playing well, I think that could be tough.
Yeah. Also, it's Chinwen, and she lost in Australia to the woman who takes ages to serve, Laura Siegemund, right?
Yes, that's true.
So, we're not going to be super confident about Chinwen ever, I don't think. So yeah, if Pavlyuchenkova shows up, could be good. She then could play, and wait for this because this is the most vowels you're ever going to hear in one go, Alexandra Iala or Emiliana Arango in round 2.
Yes.
I practiced that before.
Well done.
Do you remember when you gaslit me and told me her name was Emilia Arango?
I do remember that, yes.
Okay. Yeah, which is, again, could be cute. Did Arango win a tournament this year?
She lost 6-love in a final to Navarro.
Did she?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. She wears her cap backwards. Are they both Asian or no? One of them's Colombian.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe they'll speak Spanish to each other. I don't know. I'm trying to find things to say because
there's nothing.
Chinwen's section is boring.
Yeah, I mean, the first round I do think is interesting, but that second round, that's actually quite easy.
It'd be fun if she plays Iala.
Kind of.
Because all of Asia would go crazy.
Sure.
The whole continent. Yeah, we just have a billion viewers.
She won one game against Kostyuk in Rome.
Iala.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she won lots of games against Iga.
Not a high bar, unfortunately.
Okay. Then next round 3, Chinwen could play, very likely to play Peyton Stearns, but also could play Victoria Mboko, depending on where we think her level is. She qualified for this tournament and notably straight sets all the way through, which I do think is a thing. When a qualifier is that much better than the qualifying draw, I think that's a good sign. And she's a young talented player.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she played Coco quite close, right, in Rome?
She did, yeah. She won the set. So that's very much, probably the most exciting qualifier this year. I would say so.
Yeah.
So I can honestly see a world where Stearns can get upset by Mboko.
Yeah.
And it's as much as I love how she played in Rome, and I put her in my power rankings and stuff. There is very much a world where she loses that match.
Yeah, they play each other. Yeah, is it round 1?
I don't think it's round 1. I'm not sure.
Okay, who cares? They'll play each other at some point, hopefully.
Yeah,
could be good. And Stearns likes to go to 3 with anyone, so yeah, if that happens, I'll be there. And then Chinwen in round 4 could play Sam's favourite ever player, Diana Yastremska, or Diana Schneider, or Sam's other favourite player, Lyudmila Samsonova.
I think it's Schneider 9 times out of 10. It's never Yastremska.
It's so funny. I don't think there's anyone you rate as low as.
That's probably true. And it's Samsonova 1 time out of 10. So
yeah. I wrote her down because she's coming off a final and she did quite well in that final against Rybakina. But she is a 500 merchant and she plays tennis with her eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
I literally think if you put a blindfold on her, the tennis that comes out wouldn't look any different.
So that's a fair assessment, unfortunately. Yeah.
She's line blind. You wouldn't be surprised if at one point she went, "Oh, there are lines on a tennis court. I didn't know. I thought you just meant to hit it onto the other side." And then the other player returns it. And I didn't know we could see the lines. Anyway, good for her. She did do well today. Yeah, that's what Chinwen would have to get through to play Sabalenka. That's a hard draw.
Yeah. I would say so, yeah. I mean, round 3 is pretty tough. Round 4 can be pretty tough. Round 1 is, not that easy. That's like a 2 out of 5 at best.
I might put it at 1.5. Maybe I'm being influenced by the fact it's Chinwen. But thinking about like the potentials, Pavs could be great. Stearns could easily beat her, and you wouldn't really even think of that as that much of an upset.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, I do think it's quite tough.
Yeah. Sabalenka's draw, did we rate that?
I mean, I can't
Oh, we did rate it. Yeah, we did, I think.
Did we? I don't think
yeah, because it's got Towson and... You didn't? Okay, what do you rate that draw?
It's like a 3.5.
Okay.
Just out of respect for Anisimula's head-to-head, that's it.
Out of respect. Okay, great. And do you think this Sabalenka-Chinwen quarterfinal is going to happen?
I want it to happen because I think it's for once it's interesting, you know. Sabalenka Chinwen used to be as a quarter. It used to be no, that's really boring. Sabalenka is going to win that every time, but she just beat her convincingly in Rome. So it's like, well, that's quite something. But I'm worrying about Chinwen making it there in the first place. If they do meet, I do think that could be a great match. I'm just not sure Chinwen will actually be there.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think it's quite likely she loses to someone in that section. Although now I'm probably underrating her, the last woman to win on Chatrier. I don't know. Who knows with her? I don't know. I'll say no, it doesn't happen to be different. Second quarter, we have Jasmine Paolini, the 4th seed, against Iga Swiatek, the 5th seed and 3-time defending champion. Paolini opens against Yu Yuan, who I think is good. Or no?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I think she always plays well in that hot tournament they play in February in Thailand or wherever it is.
Maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
Probably.
Sounds about right. I think she had a good run at some point in February. Yeah, that's how round 1 you'd expect Pauline to get through that. In round 2, though, she plays the recently crowned Rabat champion, Maya Joint. So, what do you think about that? I will say, if Paolini said her name, it would sound like she is trying to claim a weed spliff for herself. It sounds like an Italian person saying my joint.
I can see that, and that's probably the best piece of analysis we could get
for
this match.
What are you talking about? She just won Rabat.
Okay.
Does that not move you?
No, that's famously one of the easiest 250s on tour. Probably the easiest period. I'm not really moved. I mean, I do think she's like quite young and quite talented.
Oh, she's 19, I think.
Yeah, but I'm not especially moved by a Rabat title. Never am. And I do think Paolini is always, not always, but very likely getting through that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. We'll see. Also, another thing about Maya Joint is that she's the new Kaya Kanepi. And you guys can bookmark this and come back to it in 15 years' time. But that's my prediction. Based on the fact that Kanepi means cannabis in Estonian. That's the joke.
Right.
Yeah. Many weird jokes to be made about this name. Then in round 3, she would play Kostya, Noskova or Potapova. I don't know why I wrote Kostya on there. In round 3, she could play Noskova or Potapova.
Mm-hmm.
Tricky.
They play round. That's a decent first round. Noskova
Potapova.
Yeah, I'm favoring Noskova here, not because I'm super confident about her on like slow clay, but because Potapova, I don't think she has won a match on clay this season, like at all. And the last time she played at RG, she lost in 40 minutes.
14?
40.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, but was it not to Iga?
It was.
Yeah, so... Who is it that people said she was dating?
Grigspor.
Yeah. That's the most random thing ever. Okay. Yeah, Noskova Potapova round 1 is a good match, and one of them to play Paolini. Yeah. Is Noskova good on clay?
She's not bad.
Or is she just European?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. She's not bad, she's not great either. I like her game more on basically any other surface.
Yeah, I would agree. I've never paid attention to her playing on clay, which means she probably never made it to a relevant stage. Then her round four for Paolini could be Donna Vekic, Alina Svitolina, or, I put this here just for old time's sake, Caroline Garcia. So her round four will be Alina Svitolina.
Yes.
Which is a rematch of the Australian Open round 4?
I think it is. I feel like they've played lately in big matches, kind of.
And they play quite well together. I think that's at the stage we are, they're quite evenly matched when Svitolina's playing well.
Yeah. I really like that fourth round match, and I do think it will happen.
Yeah. I won't be there because I'm not really into that. But it's conceptually nice because I feel confident it will happen. Unless Caroline Garcia has one last one for the posterity. We'll talk about that. Just teasing her announcement. Then Paolini's potential quarterfinal opponent would be Iga. Iga opens against Shramkova. What's Paolini's rating of the draw, would you say?
I mean, because of Svitolina, I think it's not that easy. I'll say a 3 or something.
I would say 3. 2.5 or 3 because Noskova's good as well. So yeah, so on to Iga, who opens against Shramkova. Not easy for a round 1.
Yeah, it's not the best, not the worst.
It's not far from being the worst. I mean, because it's Iga, she will win, but it's a tricky round 1.
I don't know what she does on clay, though.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, but she's European. She's Slovak, right? There's just no way you're a good tennis player and you're Slovak and you're not as good on clay as you are on other surfaces.
I mean, I guess we'll find out on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Then Iga's next round, in round 2, she would play Raducanu or Jinyu Wang. So exciting. And will be on a nice big court if it's Raducanu, but again, you like that for Iga, really.
I don't like it that much.
I mean, you don't like it that. I mean, you'd rather she play joint, or even maybe someone worse. But it's not I do like their matchup against Raducanu.
Yeah, I mean, she always wins that, and she won that super convincingly in Australia, but. It's just hard to be confident about Iga at all.
Yeah, okay. Raducanu is quite good on clay, but it is round 2, so that's where she ends her time. They don't call her round 2 Carney for nothing. Then the big one, round 3, against Marta Kostyuk, which is...
I think that's super tough, actually.
It will be 3 sets, and Iga will win, but there will be some dramatic Iga fans who think she's going to lose. And then I'll be there... knowing that it's Marta Kostyuk that she's playing, and say, calm down.
My take on the whole Iga thing, form, draw, whatever. This match is do or die, basically. And I do think that if she's good enough to actually meet that challenge, basically, and rise to it, more or less, then I do think something is possible here. Yeah, my take is she loses round 3 or actually makes it pretty far. Is my 2 scenarios.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is the one that could awaken the beast.
That would be, or at least, even if she plays super great in round 1 and 2, I would still wait for round 3 to actually feel like something could happen.
Yeah, makes sense. Then, okay, sorry, I said this was the big one. This is, again, the big one, if it happens. Round 4, she could play Ostapenko or Rybakina, if one of them are to make it there.
Obviously, everyone is oh my god, it could be Ostapenko, that could be so wild or crazy or whatever. I actually don't think it will be her.
No, she plays someone in... I think she plays someone in round 1 who she could lose to. Oh, Sam's favourite player, Polina Kudermetova.
And it's just... Ostapenko hasn't made a French Open 4th round since 2017.
But, as you say, she sees Iga there.
She actually has seen her there before at RG, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, but you know, she can smell blood this time. She's like, I've had 2 wins against her this year. Is it 2 or 3?
2.
2 wins against her this year. Iga's like, worst that she has ever been on clay, or like at least in the results. She smells blood. She thinks if I'm going to get a win against her like, at Roland Garros and end her win streak and like put this whole thing to bed, it's going to be this year. If you imagine that Ostapenko thinks about things this much.
I mean, she does think about facing Iga a lot, clearly. I just don't think she'll make it there, and a big part of that is actually, well, it's her RG, first of all.
I'm a former Roland Garros final champion myself.
Sure. Yeah,
it's something that she said something along those lines, right?
Yeah, in Stuttgart, yeah. But after that, it's not been great, and like just beyond that, I think Rybakina round 3 is a pretty hard like stop for Ostapenko. I don't see how she wins that actually.
Yeah, but then we're saying if Ostapenko doesn't make it to round 4, Rybakina could.
I see Rybakina way more,
and
that's still pretty difficult. Yeah.
Yes, well, quite. I think Rybakina was pretty good this week. That she just won the tournament. We had a lot of question marks over her after not a very good clay season, and in general not an especially good season for her standards. She won this week, and it was quite a nice gritty performance in the final.
And in the semi-final as well.
Yeah, who did she? Collins? No.
Beatrice Haddad-Maia.
Beatrice Haddad-Maia, yeah, we'll talk about her. The legend herself. So, horrible round 4 for Iga. She's praying that anyone else but those 2 gets out of her, right?
Which actually seems very unlikely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so do you think Paolini and Iga will face?
I don't think they will.
No. How do you rate Iga's draw?
It's like a 1.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's the semi-final as well. Iga would play Sabalenka if they both made it there, or Sabalenka would play Paolini, I guess.
This top half is actually super good, I think. I think
stacked?
Oh, yeah. I think most of the exciting like matches, names, all of it, I think this half is super exciting, but that also means the other half is not so much. We'll come on to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, schedule the days to go into the office based on who's playing.
Sad vibe, very much so.
Yeah, then we have in quarter 3, we've got the 3rd seed Pegula against 6th seed Andreeva, if the seeds were to fall as we expect them. Andreeva opens against Christina Buxa, she's a nice player to watch, but she's not winning that match. Round 2, Andreeva plays maybe good, maybe tall Ashlyn Kruger. We think she's going to make it through that?
Yes, quite easily.
Yeah, quite easily. Yeah, she'd just move her around, wouldn't she?
Literally, yeah.
Although Kruger, like Rybakina, moves well for her height, right? But Andreeva's, great player. Her round 3 could be Putintseva. Is there anyone better there?
I think she's a seed for sure. It's as we said, not that exciting of a like section half.
Yeah, actually, bloody hell, Andreeva's draw is nice. Then in round 4, she could face Kasatkina, Makani Kessler, Naomi Osaka, or Badosa. Again, that's quite nice.
Yes, but also it means it's time to talk about Badosa Osaka, which is the match of first round. There was also Rybakina against Bencic, but Bencic has withdrawn.
Did she? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So now it's definitely Osaka Badosa for best match of round 1, which quite often I find involves Osaka, which kind of tough for her.
Yeah. Can I just a word to people? Can they stop? It's just getting ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Her early round matches. Like, there's just no way that probabilistically this is going to keep happening. And, okay, fine, everyone say Badosa's injured. But still, I'd just rather have Christina Buxa. Although a loss to Christina Buxa would look bad. Just stop the hard round 1s, okay? Stop it.
It's interesting because you wouldn't expect that coming into RG, but Osaka is the player, against Badosa, the one who has like a better form.
Although Badosa was quite good this week.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because she lost in 3 sets, 3 tough sets, I think, to Samsonova. which can happen sometimes, I guess. But yeah, and she posted on Instagram a story where she's like implying that she's still injured, basically, and that's why she hasn't been playing like over the past few weeks. But she's like hell bent on like still coming back and fighting, so I think she will play. So it will just be question marks, basically.
Yeah, and I think it will be dramatic as a Badosa match is. Sometimes she makes it seem very dramatic, and now she has actual reason to, because I think she is quite injured. Yeah, Naomi would have to play then, if she made it through, that would have to play Kessler, right, next. It's not an easy draw for Naomi again.
Yeah, no, it's not. She's into seed, so we won't actually raise the draw, but it's not really good.
And I think if she beats Badosa, though, I think
she can make it to Enviva, probably.
Yeah. Another little note on this section. There is a player in here who qualified called Joanna Garland. And I only bring it up because she has a name that's incredibly similar to one of my friends. And I found her out ages ago. Like, I identified this person because I thought it was my friend's name.
Oh.
So I'm happy for this to have happened. Because I spotted her when she was playing ITFs.
Okay.
So, good for her. And she's from Taipei or something? I don't know. Somewhere. Hope she wins the tournament. How do you rate Andreeva's draw?
It's fine. It's pretty good. It's like a 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because getting to round 4 is very, very easy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if she played Naomi, she'd win that match.
Yeah, like even like the worst case scenario, which is like Osaka was playing well, I'd favour her most likely. So.
I agree, yeah. She's one of the players I'm most scared of, I think, from a Naomi standpoint. Then on to Pegula's little section. She opens against Todoni, who, yeah. She will play round 2 against Maria Lord Carl, who is the better player in that portion. Shocking that Pegula gets these draws, by the way. Shocking. And then her round 3 would be could be against one of the 2 2023 Wimbledon finalists, Vondrousova and Jabeur, who are both unseeded. How do we get here?
Vondrousova and Jabeur, it's a lot of injuries, basically.
Yeah.
That's how we got there.
Yeah. And then Pegula, who's quite likely to make round 4, though in round 4 could have a tricky time, because in round 4 waiting for her might be Elise Mertens, who owns her. Angelina Kalinina, who I feel like Pegula and her used to play all the time.
Yes, but Kalinina I don't think is playing well at all.
No.
I can't remember her like doing literally anything this year.
Yeah, it's weird. She used to be like really relevant. Really relevant.
Rome finalist.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Evanesyan, potential round 4 matchup as well. Former round 4ist at Roland Garros.
3 or 4, yeah, but I in bad form according to our friend.
The Evanesyan correspondent.
Yes, literally, okay. Yes.
He's her fan. He's her one fan.
He said that people shouldn't like expect her to do well, and that would be like stupid to like put her through to round 3 or 4.
Okay, so. Let me cross her off. Or she could play Sakari, who I don't know. Is that an easy match? Is that a hard match?
Could play Mukova.
Yeah, or she could play Mukova. Does Mukova play Sakari before either of them get to Pegula?
Yes, so we'd play round 2.
Okay. Oh, I feel like I've seen that before.
Twice, 2 years in a row, in 22 and 23.
One of them was round 1, I think.
Yes.
And one of them was round 2.
Maybe both of them. All that to say, Mukova has won both of these matches quite famously. But it's a bit of a question mark at the moment. She hasn't played a match since March, I don't think. Because she's been injured. Her wrist has been an issue. And she's been seen training without hitting two-handed backhands, which does...
Was it just slices or one-handed?
I think she was like trying both. So that to me indicates that her wrist is still not fully where she would want it to be, but a bit of a caveat there. You think, oh well, that's horrible. You know, what is she gonna do? Her slice is really great, and
she'll have to go full Barty.
She might have, yeah, or at least no. I think she's like protecting it during training, but she probably still would want to hit it during matches. You know, she's just probably managing it that way. Which
I can't wait for the first topspin backhand that she hit in months to come in a match. I'm flying. And she goes, "Oh, I forgot how to hit that."
Well, if there was one player who can probably manage, like, not being able to hit a lot of topspin backhands, I think she's a candidate for that. And actually, she might even play better that way because her topspin backhand is not always great.
That's not true.
It really is.
I think her topspin backhand, when it's fine, is really good. And I think her slice is overrated because she has tools otherwise. But we'll see. I mean, the injuries, it's just... Is she not tired? We're tired.
She has to be. I do feel bad.
Of course, you have to feel bad. And it's actually amazing that these players like go through all of that, like rehab and everything, and they work so hard to get back into this position where it's like, I don't know, it must be so demoralizing. But if she's good, she can go wherever. Very good player, very good at playing after a long layoff as well. So yeah, how do you rate Pegula's draw?
I think it's really good. It's like a 4.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. There's lots of asterisks in my opinion. Because if either one of Jabeur or Vondrousova are good, which, okay, it seems unlikely, but if either one of them are good, I think that's a hard round 3. Mertens, I trust her to beat Pegula. Genuinely, I trust her to beat Pegula.
I literally forgot about Mertens. Let me set it back to a 3.5.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Again, you know, knowing Pegula, these players are all losing early, and she's going to play Todoni, Lord Carl, and then 2 other players you never heard of before. Do you think Andreeva Pegula is happening?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't see it. And then in the final section, we have the number 2 seed, Coco, against the number 7 seed, and still playing for the calendar slam, Madison Keys.
They asked her about it, I think.
Did they?
In press, and she just laughed.
Yeah, good. See, 2019 Naomi, pay attention. This is what you're meant to do. In 2019, they were talking about Naomi, oh yeah, calendar slam, because in all fairness, she'd won the US Open, but it was like, you've won 1 slam in the season, and it was on hardcourt, and we're now going to clay, and you're not especially good at it. And she was like, yeah, I'm ready. I think I can do it. But, you know, weathered old Madison Keys, she knows better. That's funny. I hope she does it. It would be really funny if she was like completely mid the whole year and then bang, 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 bang. Yeah, she opens against Dasha Saville. Nothing to say there. Round 2 against Katie Bolter, who is crap on clay.
Yes.
Okay, good. I feel like she got her first ever WTA match win on clay like last year.
I'm very confident that is true, yes.
Yeah. And then her round 3 could be Azarenka or Kenin.
Kenin is seeded.
Yeah, yeah. Kenin is seeded, and I feel like it might be a mistake, but it's there.
I don't think
the bold is there. Yeah. Someone accidentally clicked Control B. And she looks like the hardest option for round 3 for Keys, actually.
I'd say so. Which does mean that it's pretty good.
It's a good draw, yeah. And then round 4, Keys could play Emma Navarro or the comeback queen. She's on the way back, Beatrice Haddad-Mayer, who... Actually, I'm going to get my stat out because it was good. Okay, Beatrice Haddad-Mayer, who played Strasbourg, it was, right?
Yes.
And in the first round won her 4th match of the season. She was previously 3-14, which is just incredible. And it was her first match against a player ranked inside the top 80, and she did it from match points down. And then proceeded to have a very Haddad-Mayer-y week of long 3-setters, pushed Rybakina really close in the semi-final. So she seems to be back. We know she's another one who likes a pre-slam tourno. We thought we'd give an update on her because we've been, you know...
Because we kept updating people about the fact that she wasn't winning matches. So it's only fair.
Yeah. But, you know, now she seems back, and like it was quite a quick reversion, I guess, because that is a very Hadad week. It wasn't like, ooh, positive signs. It was full beer. I think she could pose the biggest threat to Keys in this section, because the other player that Keys could face in round 4 is Navarro. So, what do you think?
I would favor Navarro there, probably. But yeah, I actually think that like if Hadad is good, I think they would be like quite evenly matched. I think that could be like another really like epic tussle.
Do they face?
I feel like they've played at least one epic, least one.
But do they play each other in the draw? Or are they kind of set?
I mean, they have to, I think. No.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, because they'll both be seeded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That feels like a long match.
For sure.
Very good draw for Keys. I would give that a 4. I think.
Solid. Yeah. So 4.5 even. I think it's really good.
Yeah. Maybe because it's Keys, I'll stick it at a 4. I still just remember her losing to some random American a few years ago at Roland Garros, and I was like, what?
She's new Keys now, though. She's...
Yeah. Well, she was for one tournament. Oh no, Indian Wells as well, I guess, was kind of new Keys. No, because then she got double bageled by Sabalenka.
And she won the week before AO.
Yeah, but that's very much old Keys. The other seed in the bottom quarter is Coco Gauff, well, the highest seed. Number 2 seed Gauff. Is it no, not her first time being a 2 seed at a slam.
It might be.
Could be.
I mean, Sabalenka and Swiatek had been number 1 and number 2 in the world for the past like 2.5 years. So
but Sabalenka missed Wimbledon last year, so I reckon...
That's right.
I reckon Coco was... And also Coco was number 2 in the world at some point around that time anyway for a bit. Or
I don't know. I know she wasn't.
When did Coco reach number 2 in the world?
Just now.
No. Okay, maybe I'll take your word for it, whatever. She opens against Olivia Gadecki, which is just a very easy first round win. Her round 2 could be Chloe Paquet or Valentova, who is a qualifier. Very easy round 2. Her round 3, Kalinskaya or Boskova. Kalinskaya won't make it there. But good for her for beating Pegula.
And then retiring. And then
yes,
withdrawing.
Exactly. So I don't think she's going to get to that round 3 match due to retiring. And then round 4, Veronika Kudermetova, Ekaterina Alexandrova or Krejcikova. This draw is so easy.
Literally, you need Krejcikova to, after not playing for like several months, to just turn it up like all the way up for that to even be remotely interesting. And I doubt she will. It's actually quite absurd how easy this is.
Yeah. Very 5.5 out of 5.
Yes.
For Coco on that draw. If she doesn't make it there,
and actually not making it to the final would actually be. I mean, that seems like the easiest bet for someone to make it super fast, make it to the final. I'd go her like any day.
Yeah, and that's partially because she has a great head-to-head against Andreeva, right?
Yes, very much so. And I mean, you would need like Keys to somehow, play extremely well.
Mm-hmm. And no more Keys Coco matches, no more. Every time they happen, they're horrible and ugly. So who are your quarters then? You got Sabalenka Chinwen?
No, I don't remember what I ended up saying. Yeah, I didn't feel that confident that Chinwen would get it, so maybe I have to make a call here. No, I'll go Chinwen.
Okay. Not Stearns?
No.
Okay. You have Paulini Swiatek?
I don't.
What do you have?
I have like...
Svitolina.
Paulini Rybakina or something.
Oh, right. Really?
I guess.
You have Andreeva Pegula?
Yes, not because I'm like super confident, but mostly because the draws are what they are.
Mm-hmm. And then you have Keys Coco?
Yeah. Same.
Okay. And the final?
Sabalenka and Gauff.
Yeah, and who wins?
That's actually difficult. Maybe when it like comes around, maybe I'll be thinking more about like the scar tissue of losing 2 big finals on play in a row for Gauff.
But the scar tissue of the only time they played in a slam final was that US Open.
That's true. Sabalenka. I'll go Sabalenka.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you have gone for the most obvious finals and the most obvious champions. Congratulations, you are the bookies.
No, I'm not actually.
Why? Oh, they have Iga.
They have like because of the draw, I think Iga, they were like tied in odds, but because the draw for Iga is so bad, they moved Sabalenka up to number 1.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's do the bonus one. What do you think is going to be the longest match of the tournament?
Women's side, yeah, we said
yeah, women's.
Nora against Helen Meyer.
Okay, and what about the men?
Davidovich Fokina against Draper.
Yeah, okay. I have Monfils Draper because I think there's going to be like 5 MTOs.
Okay.
And I feel like it will be late at night, and it's the kind of thing where like Monfils is getting.
Oh no, I lied actually. It can't be Draper Davidovich Fokina. It's because Sinner is facing.
It could be if Davidovich Fokina beats
Sinner. Yeah. Okay. So no, I take it back. Then it would be Zverev against Tien.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah, that's a very good pick. Yeah, we thought we would do. We'll give our kind of full predictions once they're thought out on Twitter. We'll post them on our page, so our little page is going to be used for more than just Spotify links, so that'll be exciting. And I got to think through the most unhinged thing I can come up with and somehow find a way to pick Naomi as the winner. Watch this space. Any parting words?
No, I'm excited actually.
Yeah. Do you feel the buzz of a home slam, or because you're quite far away from it and you're not going?
Yeah, I'm not going this year, so not as much of an effect, but I'm just excited to watch. It's one of my favorite tournaments in the world still. So, really? Yeah. Love it.
I like the sounds. I don't know what it is. You know, there's nice sounds of the hitting and the clay and the... Yeah, I love listening to RG Radio. There's a thing that you can get on the app called Roland Garros Radio, and they do a really good job of it.
My favourite sounds are on grass, actually.
Yeah, but I don't like the roof-closed ones. Yeah, never really been my favourite, and maybe it's partially because like the players I like aren't great on clay. But I'm looking forward to this year, I guess. No, I am.
We'll probably talk to you again between the first 2 weeks. I think we'll do like more coverage and like prediction around the halfway point. I think that would be a good part to do. So thank you for listening as always, and we'll talk to you next time.
A bientôt.